This segment is sponsored by the Yellow Rose Meat Market.
Hey guys, it's great to be back with another episode of Meat and Mingle, and I'm flying solo again this morning, but hey, that's all right. I'm glad to be here, and today I brought some really good products for the Traeger smoker, which is a pellet smoker, so graciously donated by M&D, and man, I'll tell you what, this is one fancy contraption right here. They're the leader when it comes to pellet smokers. There's a couple of other ones out there, and in fact, I just told the story that I bought one, let's just call it a knockoff brand of this one. Lasted me about a year and a half. I cooked about 12 or 15 times on it. Doesn't work anymore. So I really wish I would have went with a Traeger. That's what we're using this morning. And this morning I have some baby back ribs and the smoked chicken on here. I also have some just our regular pork sausage I threw on there. Of course, that was already smoked, but we just throw it on there to heat it up while we have these other goodies on. I will tell you this, when you come to the Yellow Rose, we really don't use spare ribs. Sometimes we have St. Louis style pork ribs, but we try to stick with baby back ribs because really that's going to give you your most bang for your buck when it comes to meat and tenderness. The racks are just much easier to handle and cook with. You can use them in the oven, cut them in half, put them in the air fryer, great on the grill or the smoker, obviously. And you can grab these uncooked or cooked at the Yellow Rose. Here we have a rack of baby back ribs, and I'm gonna just put a little. We have about 5 different good barbecue sauces. We also have some what we call jellies, but they're cooking jellies that you coat over the top of your meat, your brisket, your pork butts, your hams or ribs, and they caramelize while you're cooking at a high temperature. And it really adds for a great eating experience. Now the jellies are something you don't want to put on until you're almost completely finished. And actually that's how I treat all of my sauces, just like this salted vodka rib glaze here. I don't put this on in the beginning because I don't want to overpower the meat. I let it cook, we do a little bit of seasoning on there, and then I just want a slow smoke on my ribs. And then let's say about 15 minutes before we take them off, I crank the heat up to about 375, and that's when I put on this rib glaze, and I'll tell you what, it just really seals the deal. And it's not only good on ribs, it's absolutely wonderful on chicken. You can even put it on your sausage. We've even brushed it on burgers before. It's good that way too. So kind of saves your meat maybe from being a little dry, and also just adds a burst of flavor. And again, you can grab all of these products and sauces and seasonings at the Yellow Rose. We have 4 locations in Winnie, we have one in Lumberton, we have one in Bridge City, and we have the newest one in Beaumont. We're opening up a restaurant, a steakhouse at our Winnie location. Still don't have the opening news on that yet, but we are very, very close. I'm just making sure it's perfect before we open those doors. We also have deer processing. You can drop off your wild game of any kind. That's the wild hogs or any type of venison or deer, buffalo, whatever it may be. You can drop them off at any of our 4 locations. We're going to have all the proper documentation there for you to fill out for Texas Parks and Wildlife. And then we're going to transport those animals to our production center in Winnie, where we will completely smoke them. We will produce those in any way that you choose. I mean, there's a cut sheet that you list out there, and you can go through there and pick the items that you want. And I encourage you to come in and try some of our sausages and boudin the way we make them before you use your wild game on them. Make sure that you like the flavor that we put into our products, because they're basically going to taste the same. We're just going to use your venison or your wild game mixed with our commercial pork. I also want to tell you that we have a wonderful weekly special available. It's always $99, and it restarts every Monday. So check us out at any of the 4 locations. We're open from 10 to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. And I want to leave you with this message. For those of you that may not want to walk into a church for whatever reason, maybe like me in the past, you were scared it was going to fall on you. That's not the case. Now, first, I think it's great to get into a group to worship, but if you don't, in 1 Samuel, the Bible tells us that the highest form of worship is obedience to God. So if you can just get into His Word, follow His commandments, that's the highest form of worship. And it tells us that in the good book. So just keep that in mind. You don't always have to walk into church, but you're always welcome to come in with me anytime you want, any Sunday at First Baptist Church over in Winnie. But I appreciate you guys again. This was a great segment. Come see us at the Yellow Rose. We're open till 7. We're closed on Sunday. We're looking forward to seeing you. God bless.